Joining us right now, former White House Chief of Staff, Andy Card. Andy, good to see you. Good morning.
Great to see you with you. Thank you.
So your thoughts on where things stand right now for the Secretary of State position?
Well, I'm beginning to lose confidence that the process makes sense. I'd really like the President-elect to come to a decision. I don't really like having all of these candidates rolled out as auditioning for the job, because that means there's going to be more losers than there will be winners. There'll only be one winner. And I like to think everybody is a potential winner. And so keep more of it private. I think there should be a decision that's made to meet the expectations of Donald Trump as he's the President-elect and wants to be the President, with a team that works well together. I don't understand the aspect of having, kind of a pageant where the beauty pageants are running around with sashes on and everything else. So I'm a little bit troubled by it.
But Andy, you actually hit on why so many, and no offense intended, establishment Republicans didn't see his victory coming, didn't see him winning the nomination, because, again, he is himself, and he is not like any other candidate we've ever seen for the highest office in the land.
Well, there certainly was a lot of shock in the political community on both sides of the political aisle. But I do think that Donald Trump is responding to what America needs. America needs to have a different kind of leader, and Donald Trump is a different kind of leader. However, I don't want him to lose the aspect of holding these offices in very high regard. The office of the President is the ultimate office, and that should be held in the highest regard. But the Secretary of State is a very big job, and the one that the world looks at. And I want to make sure that the person who is the Secretary of State will be put on a very high pedestal, because it's America's pedestal. Remember, they take an oath not of allegiance to a president. They take an oath of office with allegiance to the Constitution of the United States. And I want to make sure that people understand that when these candidates that come through are going to be standing on stage.
But, moving past the process, where I totally understand your objections to it, as they say, personnel is policy. And who he chooses as Secretary of State could greatly shape President-elect Trump's foreign policy. Do you have any favorites when it comes to that?
I agree strongly about that, yes. However, the President appoints people that will end up serving at the President's pleasure for the time being. So it's redundant in its insecurity when you accept these posts. However, the job is not to be there to please the President. You're to serve the President and help him out, and keep your oath of allegiance to the Constitution of the United States. I think that's what's important. So I do think people dictate policy, and they define it, they personify it. But the President sets policy. If the people don't fit with the President's mold, he removes them.
Yeah, which is why everyone's questioning whether or not Romney would actually do that. And that's why people are having such a hard time with Mitt Romney.
Well, no, I don't think they should have a hard time with Mitt Romney. I think Mitt Romney will help a president do the job that's best for the country, and have the courage to speak up and say, I'll help you do the job.
Yeah.
He's a very loyal person to the country, but this is not about pledging allegiance to an individual.
Yeah, that's true. You make a lot of good points, actually, Andy. John Hilsner.
Do you think, after this dog and pony show is finished, there will be one Secretary of State who takes that role? I mean, do you think anyone's going to remember the back and forth about whether it was Rex Tillerson or Senator Corker? I mean, once this decision gets made, doesn't it get made and everybody move on?
I think you're exactly right. Everybody will move on. I just don't like having a stage where you have people identified as losers. Whoever comes in second is still a remarkable person.
You're fired. You're fired.
But Andy, you don't watch a lot of reality television.
I like having everybody. I was considered to be Secretary of State. For whatever reason, I decided not to do it. You like people to withdraw rather than be losers.
But maybe the other side is that it's a badge of honor that you were considered.
So it's a great honor to be considered for appointment.
Sure.
But I don't think we should look at it as, a loser. No, they're not a loser. This is who fits with the President.
You're absolutely right. But it is sort of like that when you see all the people parading, and that's what you're uncomfortable with.